just to love and be loved, be loved, be loved in return. In my heart there is a sky. In the sky there is a cloud. In the cloud my soul. I feel at home in my home. I feel the ground, in the ground. I rest in peace. Let the wind clean up
Welcome. Welcome to the sacred gathering, our Smicha ceremony. My name is Chuck Silverstein, and I'm the interim dean of the Ordination program. Which is the seminary for Jewish renewal, training rabbis, cantors, rabbinic pastors, and spiritual directors. Please silence your phones. First, I want to congratulate the graduates. They come first. We're all gathered here to honor you on this amazing day, on this sacred moment when you will all be ordained as clergy, as rabbis, rabbinic cantor, rabbinic pastor, and cantor. So, congratulations in this amazing milestone today. In preparation for this sacred event, I'd like everybody to take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Get present in your body. And then take another deep breath. And this time when you breathe out, send a ray of love from your heart to the hearts of our graduates. And I would ask our graduates to take a deep breath and send a ray of love from your heart to everybody gathered here today, both in person and online. And we know that Rabbi Marsha Prager is watching this online. We bring her into this circle. In this way, we create a world of love, Olam Chesed Yiboneh. And while we have all this love in the atmosphere here, I'd like us to send love to LA because of the tragedy that is happening there, and to also send this love to the Middle East, where Israel, Palestine needs shalom and peace. Let's just take a moment. And we gather here in a time of transition for Jewish renewal. It's a time of remembrance and reflection because our community has recently experienced the profound losses with the passing of two luminaries, Rabbi Bert Jacobson and Hazan Jack Kessler. May their memories be for a blessing. Rabbi Bert was a visionary who helped shape the very foundations of Jewish renewal and also the Aleph Ordination program. His work in founding Kehillah Community Synagogue and the recent publication of his amazing book on the Baal Shem Tov have left an indelible mark on the Jewish renewal movement. Hazan Jack's musical genius and dedication to Jewish liturgy and song enriched our prayers and opened new pathways to the divine. Whether chanting the Declaration of Independence in perfect Torah trope, or singing his heart out on a gondola in Venice, he embodied the spirit of a true musical Levite, transforming traditional music, Jewish music, into a living, breathing art form that could touch souls across generations. But now we're about to embark on the Smicha journey in which 8 rabbis, 1 cantor, and 1 rabbinic pastor will be ordained in the lineage of the Jewish renewal movement begun by Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomi and others. Their commitment and passion have brought them to this moment, and we're all honored and privileged to be part of this ceremony. The word Smicha itself comes from the root meaning to lean upon. And as you receive your ordination today, know that you can lean upon the wisdom of our tradition, the support of this community, and the ever-present divine spirit. And soon others will be leaning on you. And now I'd like to thank and welcome all those who have made this day possible. And first I want to express thanks to the family and friends of these graduates. The support of the family and friends are just so important. They probably couldn't do it without that support. So I want to thank all of the family and friends of these graduates. And now I can start at the top of our organization and thank the Aleph Board that houses this Jewish seminary. So if the Aleph Board members would please stand for a moment. And then we recently installed a group to oversee the seminary, and that's known as the governors. Would the governors please stand for a moment? And now I'd like us all to honor the academic council of the seminary, that's known as the VOD. Would the VOD members please stand? Another group that's integral in the formation of our students, in the spiritual formation of our students, are the spiritual directors. Each student works with a spiritual director. Will the spiritual directors please stand a moment? And we're deeply thankful to those who help administer the school and make it run smoothly, who stay behind the scenes and make it all happen. Are there administrators here who would please stand? And very important to the lifeblood of a school are the alumni. Would AOP alumni please stand? And then there are those who are current students whose journey continues. Would those current students please stand? For family and friends who may not be familiar with the Jewish Renewal Movement, I have just one more thing to read here. And Jewish Renewal is a movement for the spiritual renewal of Judaism. The movement combines an emphasis on spiritual transformation of both the personal and the collective, with the wisdom of Jewish mysticism, enlivened by recognition of the divine feminine, seeing the entire universe as alive and sacred, and incorporating the latest in modern transformative psychologies. This is a contemporary Judaism that is joyous, creative, spiritually rich, socially progressive, earth-aware, and inclusive, welcoming LGBTQ, interfaith family, and Jews of color. So, we're ready to begin the process, and I invite Diana Brewer, the Chazan Diana Brewer, the Dean of Students, to come up.
Welcome. Thank you for the nice introduction. I want to thank our Levites, our holy sacred musicians, and Interim Dean Chuck Silverstein for creating the container of this ritual space. Now, these incredible, amazing candidates for Smicha will navigate us through the waters of ritual time. My mentor, the aforementioned Chazan Jack Kessler of blessed memory, used to teach about the layers of the ocean. On the surface, we see the dance and the swirl of the waves and the eddies. And 100 feet below, the water is quiet, seemingly still. In the ripples of the teachings that follow, you will experience and learn about the unique nature of the calling of each of these individuals. I invite you also to listen to the deep, powerful stillness that unites them in their shared purpose of being present to the need that arises in each moment.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you, our teachers, our family members, our friends, and all the other guests. Thank you for witnessing how we are being initiated into the millennia-old tradition of rabbinical transmission of wisdom. And as you've heard, we're being initiated into this tradition through the unique angle of Jewish renewal. And one thing that characterizes Jewish renewal, among other things, is that we look at nuggets from the past and we breathe new life into them, hence renewal. So I want to look at one such nugget. In the Talmud, in the tractate Brachot, they said that Chasidim Rishonim, the pious men of old. Now listen, the Talmud 2,000 years ago says the pious men of old. So the pious men of old used to do something before they went into prayer. And that something was called shohim. Hayu shohim sha'a achat. What is this shohim? The verb lishhot has the connotation of to wait, to dwell, to be. And so I'd like us to have a taste of a renewed sense of that shehiyah together. And in doing that together, we will also resonate with a principle that we are told in Aleph, that ritual is not a spectator sport. Ritual is something that we do together. We create a space together. So let's do this shehiyah. And if I can please invite you all to sit comfortably and close your eyes. And if you can't close your eyes, just have your glance cast down. And take, if you will, a screenshot of your body right now. Don't try to change it in any way. Just see where it flows, where it aches. And notice you breathing also, especially your outgoing breath. And if it's comfortable, slow down your exhalation a little bit. And with every exhalation, allow your awareness to follow that exhalation into your body. And also notice your emotions at the moment. Are you nervous? Are you numb? Are you happy? Whatever it is, without changing anything. And notice your mind, how active or quiet it is. And just have a sense of the awareness with which you're noticing all of these things. And now please bring your awareness to your heart. And send an impulse of blessing to the person you came to see, or to the persons you came to see. And we here on the stage, will do the same to you. And please, when comfortable, please open your eyes. And notice what happened in your awareness of the room, just with this very short shehiyah. And you see why the people of old would wait a little bit before they would pray. Thank you very much.
A verse from Psalm 119. Gal enai ve'abita niflaot mitoratecha. Gal enai. Unveil my eyes, va'abita niflaot, and I will behold wonders, mitoratecha, from your Torah. Gal enai ve'abita niflaot mitoratecha. 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 Gal enai.
Late last year, our Smicha cohort met with Reb Marsha Prager. Hey, Reb Marsha. The co-founder of the Aleph Ordination program and our Mashgicha Ruchani, our spiritual guide. I asked her what responsibility we new ordinees have to the Jewish renewal lineage. To what extent must we uphold the path of our forebearers? Her response, in typical Reb Marsha style, was, quote, "I turn the question back to you." To find the answer, I looked to our tradition. This week's Torah portion tells of Moshe, Moses, receiving his call to sacred service from the divine voice emanating from a burning bush. As we poignantly feel the destructive power of fire this week in my hometown of Los Angeles, I turn to another story of sacred fire in our tradition. When in the book of Vayikra, in the Leviticus, when Moshe initiates the Ohel Moed, the tent of gathering, he offers a sacrifice on the fire of the altar. Nadav and Avihu, his two nephews, decide to bring their own Esh Zara, a, quote, strange fire. In response, the Torah tells us, quote, a fire emerged from the face of God and consumed them. The simple reading of this story is that Nadav and Avihu did something wrong, and that this gruesome fate was a punishment. It would be natural to interpret this as a warning. Play it safe. Do what you're told. Follow the rules. Stay within the lines. If you play with fire, especially strange fire, you're going to get burned. This message probably doesn't sit well with many of you here in the audience today, let alone with those of us up here on the bima. Well, the Jewish mystics didn't like it very much either. They turn this reading on its head, and they say that Nadav and Avihu's fiery fate was actually a reward, and what they did was actually a good thing. The Midrash, the oral tradition in Leviticus Rabbah, recounts that Nadav and Avihu were actually greater than Moshe, and that heavenly fire that consumed them, Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, the 18th century mystic from Morocco, writes in his commentary Or HaChaim, quote, theirs was a death by divine kiss, like that experienced by the perfectly righteous, drawing near to God in attachment, delight, delectability, fellowship, love, kissing, and sweetness. Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the 7th Lubavitcher Rebbe of Chabad, whose lineage we descend from, characterizes this strange fire as, quote, strange in a positive sense, an unprecedented act that introduced a new vista in human service of the divine. So as we stand here on the day of our ordination, ready to accept our deployment and our role as the next link in the chain of Jewish renewal, I invoke the lessons of Nadav and Avihu in calling us to play with strange fire, get burned, open new vistas for service to the divine. We must answer the call for wisdom and spiritual practices that are vehicles for healing rather than vehicles for trauma, that are not just speaking or learning about God, but we must open portals for experiencing the divine, for a spiritual tradition that is backwards compatible, to quote our dear Reb Zalman, that honors the wisdom of our ancestors while also preserving our planet for future generations. A religion and a spiritual tradition that transcends jingoistic ethno-nationalism, that rejects patriarchy and misogyny and transphobia, that offers deep relevance and guidance for what people are struggling with in their day-to-day lives. I'm so grateful that to all of you and to all of our blessed teachers, classmates, colleagues, family, and friends who have helped prepare us for this sacred work. As Rumi said, seek those who fan your flames. Many of us stepping into spiritual leadership today, for all of us, may we be blessed to offer our own unique Eish Zara, our own delightfully strange fire, to guide others in connecting with the Judaism that smolders with meaning, burns with passion, and in these dark times provides illumination for the road ahead. I'm also up here to honor the memory of Rabbi Bert Jacobson, one of the early luminaries of the Jewish renewal movement who passed away this past year. Reb Bert was a key contributor to the first curriculum for the Aleph Ordination program, and his legacy infuses the education that all of us received on this journey. To quote Reb Marsha, his collaborator in this project, his deepest contribution were his penetrating questions that we needed to ask of every text we studied, of every period of history from which these texts emerged. What is the underlying God conversation that is going on here? He always asked. He wanted us to bring every dimension of our learning into a living relationship with the unfolding of the divine into the world. Reb Bert was my mashpia, my spiritual director, for my first 4 years in this program, and he had a tremendous impact on my life. I can think of no one who better embodies the ideal of Nadav and Avihu and the Eish Zara. Reb Bert was a true spiritual innovator, not for the sake of being an iconoclast, but to renew a Judaism that is fit for our modern times. I'll end with a quote from his magnum opus, Living in the Presence, an incredible study of the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, a book released last year shortly after his death, which I strongly recommend you buy online or at the Shuk here this week. And I quote, "To be Jews in our time is to have the courage to strike out on our own. Traditional Judaism begins with Torah, Talmud, commentaries, and a religious lifestyle regulated by a medieval legal code. The new Judaism begins with you and me, with our personal experiences of the Spirit, with what I call the Torah of the heart. From the here and now, it moves both forward and backwards. Forward to the creation of a world in which Jews and all people can live and share and respect one another. Backward to those teachings that resonate with our own personal experiences of the Spirit, insights that can help build toward the future we envision." As Reb Marsha summed up, "Thank you beyond measure, Reb Bert. Your vision became our commitment." Amen.
Eish lamala, maim lamata, v'ruach benatayim. 3 mothers, fire above, water below, and wind in the middle. The earth is more than metaphor. Creation, of which we are but a small part, offers us a Torah that is righteous, renewing, and clear, if only our hearts were attuned to hear. The labat eish mitoch hasneh, in the fiery flame at the center of the bush, Moses discovered an invitation. Shuv, turn and return. From a simple shrub in the heart of the fire, Moses learned to maintain a heart of fire, not for an experience of so-called enlightenment, but for the radiance that emerges from continual encounter with the divine presence. The mother letter Shin underscores the connection between Eish v'Shamayim, fire and heaven, a connection that our tradition has always known to be true. Fire isn't just a symbol of the divine, it's a heavenly substance, a pathway to the divine God self. Eish tamid tukad al hamizbeach. We must keep a perpetual fire burning on the altar. Carefully, continually, we nourish the flame that is our soul, our communal spirit, and our cosmic collective. Our own mizbeach, our own shulchan, with a candle for each of the musmachimot, serves as a shaviti, or a reminder of both God's eminence in our lives and our personal calls to service. With profound gratitude to those who spark and fan our flames, we now embrace our responsibility as holy fire tenders. From Sinai to Ben Azai, fire has been and continues to be a revelatory and generative substance. May we cultivate in ourselves, our people, and all those we serve, a heart of fire with a Torah that warms but doesn't consume, that can bring a little heat without burning, and that illuminates and inspires instead of blinding or destroying. In this moment when the world feels ablaze, both literally and figuratively, may we all learn from Mother Shin to Shema, Shuv, V'chadesh. Let us nourish listening and gentle hearts, constantly return to alignment with the source of being, and continually renew our tradition with love and awe to manifest healing, holiness, and wholeness for our people, for all peoples, and for creation.
Shlosha imot, esh lemala, mayim lemata, veruach benatayim. 3 mothers, fire above, water below, and wind in the middle. Every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise. Kol haneshama tehalelia, hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehalelia, hallelujah. Let's welcome Mother Aleph with a shared breath. Fill your chest. Let it go. We are always interbreathing with its smachim, our plant relatives, sharing in the wildness of breath that flows within us and through us. Sefer Yetzirah associates Mother Aleph with Revaya, the season of overflowing. I have everything that I need so that I can breathe with Ruach Nidiva, a spirit of generosity. I learned from Rabbi Miriam, who learned from Rabbi Nachman, that Ruach is the source of renewal, the realm of respiration and inspiration. Modeh ani lefanayich, Ruach Chaya. We are grateful before you, great spirit of life. Ruach Elohim mirachefet. You hover with care and concern over us, like a mother bird over her nest. Sound and thought ride on your wings, like the ever-expanding song of the Levites. Can we hear it now, in the rustle and hum of this room, or the room that you're sitting in? The Torah shebe'al peh, the oral Torah that we create with our conversations, and machlokot l'shem shamayim, our holy and constructive conflicts. Our davening, tefillot rising like the ketoret hasamim, the incense offering, the scent of besamim at Havdalah, the breath calling through the shofar, awakening. breath of life, breath of patience. The four winds that join us across the Arba Kanfot, the four corners of all our diverse experiences that we pull together on our talitot. The breath blown back into dry bones, creating the reality of Ruach Apenu, Mashiach Adonai, the age of Mashiach freedom, arising from the breath of our nostrils. Kol haneshama tehalelia, hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehalelia, hallelujah. Every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise, every breath is your praise.
Mem, Mayim, water. Ha'azinu hashamayim va'adabera, give ear, deep sky, let me speak. V'tishma ha'aretz imrei fi, let the earth hear the words of my soul, of my mouth. Family, friends, holy community, we ignite our might, witness our flow of collective light, pooled into the awareness of this night. Have you ever seen such a sight, heard such a sound, around and around, resounding on sacred ground, echoing the found, round mound of elements we bring to this altar, representing moments of when we stepped into this dream, into the scene, the holy Shefa beam of Reb Zalman's twinkling eyes, Reb Marsha's contagious smile, Reb Daniel's heartwarming embrace. So many years ago, becoming blessings on our journey along the river of our callings. We breathe the juicy fluidity of our ancestors. We draw from the wet well of our dreams. We rise like sensuous steam from our cauldrons of care. Yoreh umalkosh, let it rain all kinds of blessings, dancing, surfing, slipping, sliding, swimming amidst the spiritual scene, renewed, restored, refreshed, like Shabbos. Smicha's tentacles stretch to Sinai. We are a mixed multitude, a holy community, God-fearers, ger toshavim, Jewish adjacent, open and growing, flowing together as merging brooks into the ocean that welcomes all rivers, splashing into the 21st century with a new dance and rhythm. The Holy Zohar opens our hearts to light as liquid love. The Nahar Yotze me Eden lahashkot et Hagan. A river flows from Eden to water the garden. We strive to be the river guides, aware, present, sharing our experience of the eddies, coves, and pools, seeking guidance in the ancient charts of the ebbs and flows, Ratzo, Vishov, that streams through our hearts and veins. We immerse in this mikvah of time, in this bath of transformation, in this hour of completion. We embody the Torah of water, slake our thirst, and drink from the cup of possibility. Nasahu naharot havaya, the rivers are rising up, Havaya. Nasahu naharot kolam, the rivers are rising up, thunderous voices. Yisa'u naharot tachyam, we swim in these emerging seas. We are called. We take strength from each other. All the rivers flow into the sea. May it be this way with our avodah, our holy work, as we answer the call. Hineni, here I am. Shlosha imot, esh lamala, mayim lamata, v'ruach benatayim, 3 mothers, fire above, water below, and wind in the middle.
One square foot. When everything is difficult, transitory, new, crazy-making, out of control, sharp, and oh so hard, what is the thing that you absolutely know? That is the thing that you plant your 2 feet on and take as your guiding light, your 1 square foot from which all else flows. Reverend Martha Wright, a beloved mentor and friend, teaches chaplaincy proverbs to help guide fledgling chaplains. Many of us take these proverbs into our lives and jobs. 1 square foot is the proverb that I return to again and again. My first day of intern chaplaincy training, I was paged to the trauma room. A 6-year-old girl was life-flighted in. She was very broken, and the room became crowded with all the staff needed to save her life. Why was I in there? I'm just in the way. The others need to be here, not me. The little girl's blue eyes caught mine. I could see all the terror. I felt Shekhinah's wings around me and knew why I was in that room. I went to this poor girl's head, stroked her hair, and spoke softly into her ear. You are safe. You are loved. You are wanted. That is the square foot I take into every chaplaincy room, into the everyday, into this pivotal moment, the feeling of kanfei, Shekhinah, the protective wings of God, encircling, and the knowledge that God loves us. It is what I hope everyone on this altar can feel, can hear whispered into their ear as they take the first steps of ordination.
Creator, the divine, Shekhinah, Havaya, the breath of life that animates everything, has always called on us, is always calling on us, will always call on us.
In this week's Torah portion, Shemot, which opens the book of Exodus, we find that before God revealed God's self through Moses through the burning bush, before Moses was even born, the midwives already held God in awe and answered God's call.
When Pharaoh ordered that all Hebrew baby males be killed, we read that, ותראינה המילדות את האלוהים, ולא עשו כאשר דיבר עליהן מלך מצרים, ותחיינה את הילדים.
But the midwives held God in awe, and they did not do as the king of Egypt had spoken to them. They let the children live.
Before God revealed God's self to Moses through the burning bush, before Moses was even born, the women heard and answered God's call.
The midwives at Moses' birth stool, Shifra and Puah.
Moses' mother, Yocheved, trusting in something much larger than herself, put her 3-month-old son into a basket and sent him down the river into the unknown.
Moses' sister Miriam presented herself to Pharaoh's daughter to unite her baby brother with his nursing mother.
Pharaoh's daughter, who our sages named Batya, drew Moses from the Nile River and raised him against her father's will.
Each woman following the inner divine voice that said, I am becoming what I am becoming. Ehyeh asher ehyeh. Despite their fears, their doubts, their resistances, each woman becoming a crucial link in our redemption.
From the narrow places of Mitzrayim, Egypt, we too clear the way from our own fears, doubts, and resistances as we face our own pharaohs, internal and external. We clear the way.
We clear the way, remembering our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our souls, our instruments, our holy vessels, as we continue to walk this path together,
Always together, in service to the One.
Ivru basharim panu derech ha'am. Ivru basharim panu derech בשערים פנו דרך עברו, בשערים פנו דרך העם, עברו 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 בשערים פנו דרך העם.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, from this we live. Now remember, about an hour ago or so, who you were. And are you that person now? Look around. Look around, how lucky we are to be alive right now. Are we not so lucky? Everyone in this room, everyone on Zoom, everyone watching the live stream, we are here in this moment together for a reason. We on this bima here would not be here without the great support of many of you. So thank you. Thank you, family, friends, teachers, mentors. And look at us. Collectively, we have been learning for over 50 years. After college, I landed in Rabbi Marcia Prager's living room for a mystical Aleph Bet class on the day she was teaching the letter Lamed. This letter contains the root for both teaching and learning. It contains the root for being a teacher and being a scholar, and suddenly I had a vision of a giant Lamed reaching down from heaven, you may be able to imagine it, and if not, just a vertical line coming down and then filling the room horizontally with all kinds of teachings integrated and then passed down to the next lamed waiting. And then from that lamed hanging down, another lamed reaching up, integrating, passing down, reaching up, integrating, passing down, a whole chain of lameds. Milamdim, Vitalmidim, teachers and learners, and I was hooked. Though it took me a few decades to get to ordination, but here I am. In my studies, I've dived into the dots and dashes of grammar, into Edenic gardens of the mystical Zohar. I've time traveled to Jewish communities in medieval Spain and to the rivers of Babylon, to the archives of the Second Temple period. I've studied Torah and many archaeological layers of commentary. Now, for my capstone project, I got curious about epigenetics, the notion that we in our bodies carry our ancestors' journeys and traumas, each of us in this room, not just ourselves, but the DNA of those who have come before us. I looked at where my family story and the Torah intersect, where we open each other up, and how we might, dare I say this, heal each other. I learned from Rabbi Tirza Firestone about calling on my well and wise ancestors, who are, in fact, not so far from us, but nearby, both able through the veil to help and heal us, and that we can help them. In becoming leaders in this tradition, in carrying the legacy forged by Reb Zalman, we each are asked to look inside of ourselves and to find our particular deployment. We are tasked with finding and lifting up sparks of holiness, sparks of tikkun in this broken world. And the world right now needs our light. In just a moment, our beloved teachers are going to call down a lineage from Sinai and put their hands on us to make us rabbis, chazan, and rabbinic pastor. But before they do, I have an invitation to all of those who want to participate to call on those who helped get us here. And again, you on Zoom and the webinar, you're welcome to join, because you are all part of this transmission. We are in this together. We are all here to help usher all of us into the next chapter of humanity. So we bring light, and you bring light. And here, as we are transformed, without a doubt, you as well will be. Not that you're walking out as rabbis and chazanim, don't get me wrong there. All right. But we need your help to bring in the light. So, in the beginning of our gathering, you were invited to go into your heart and beam some light to someone up on the bima, or someone's on the bima. You may have much more light to beam now that you've met some of us. But I invite you to open up your hearts and receive as well. Let your light come back and be reciprocated from us. I also invite you here, if you're willing, to raise your hands and invite in the ancestors. So raise your hands if you would like to. May our well and wise ancestors be with us here today to help us as we usher in this next chapter of humanity. May you help us to do the work of fixing this world and bringing in the light. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, from this we live.
So friends, I invite you to take your fingers to your pulse point, a pulse point of choice, and feel the life coursing through you. Kol dodi dofek, the sound of the divine beloved is pulsing through us, connecting us to the Holy One, to the river of being, that original live stream, connecting us to our ancestors, to Reb Zalman, who is surely smiling at this very moment, to Reb Marsha, who is both Marsha Rabbeinu and our spiritual midwife, and to Reb Daniel, who crafted an earlier iteration of these words. Va'asa etchem al kanfei nesharim va'avi etchem elai. I lifted you up on eagle's wings and brought you to me.
כי מי גוי גדול אשר לא אלוהים קרובים אליו, כי אדוני אלוהים בכל קוראנו אליו. For who else is such a great nation that has God so near to it as Havaya, our God, is all our calling?
We are the people called from the slavery of Egypt, of Mitzrayim, the narrow straits, carried on the wings of Shekhinah, to be among those in this world who bear witness to the presence of the divine in this world. According to Pirkei Avot, Moshe received Torah at Sinai and transmitted it to Yoshua, who in turn transmitted Torah to the elders, who transmitted Torah to the prophets, who in turn transmitted it to the men of the great assembly.
Over time, this linear transmission, the laying on of hands, Smicha, from one generation of men to another, became diffused as we wandered, spread out over the world, and as the number of our teachers who nourished disciples grew. For many, being a rabbi eventually became a degree, a measure of the intellectual mastery of a body of material, which in turn confirmed power and authority. For us, being a Kli Kodesh acknowledges belonging to a lineage. In this moment of a great shifting of paradigms, we express a willingness to serve others as a model and a guide of spiritual practice and development, with a commitment to justice and the life of the earth.
Today, we welcome our latest initiates, rabbis, cantors, and rabbinic pastors into the new lineage of spiritual renewal. Drawing deeply on the wisdom of all those who have preceded us, miyama v'kedma tzafona v'negba, from west to east, from south to north, embracing their unique traditions and heritages, and weaving themselves into a special relationship with the Zohar, and from there, the devotional mystics of Tzfat and Eastern European Hasidism, a lineage first given expression and form by our beloved Reb Zalman Schachter Shalomi. Now, in our time, we lay the hands of Smicha, of trust and confidence, on all genders, with loving respect for multiple possibilities of sexual orientation and gender expression. This is in keeping with our commitment to voluntary negotiation with the dynamic, ever-fluctuating balance between individual practice and communal cohesion.
According to the lineage of Pirkei Imahot, Miriam received Torah at Sinai and passed it to Mochla, Noah, Chogla, Milcah, and Tirzah, the daughters of Zelophehad, who passed it to Dvorah, who gave it to Hannah, who passed it to Michal bat Shaul, eventually received by Bruria, transmitted to Rachel al Berlin of Tzfat, Hannah Rachel of Ludmeria, Regina Jonas of Berlin, and now surfacing again to walk side by side and share the light equally with the parallel lineage of men with which we began.
Knowing that we are still stretching and evolving, and that new lineages and configurations are yet being born.
We are humbly grateful for this moment of living in the fulfillment of our age-old dream. May the light of the moon be the light of the sun and the light of the 7 days of creation.
May the lights of all people in their multiple, varied, and wonderful forms grow ever stronger in the bond of open partnership and service to the one. V'nomar Amen.
Help me down, please.
I will, of course.
Let's enjoy a deep cleansing breath as we join our hearts and minds together with love and gratitude for the gift of being present at this turning point in the lives of these beloved Talmidimot as they prepare to step forward to be ordained. In a few minutes, I will turn to all of you and call out, "Shall we ordain?" And if you assent, call out together, "Yes." For it is with great delight that we now welcome our new Musmachimot, 8 new rabbis, 1 new chazan, and 1 new rabbinic pastor, into our circle of colleagues and into the lineage of our beloved Reb Zalman, Zichrono Livracha, and Aleph ordinees. I invoke Reb Zalman's loving presence and his blessing upon us all. Our ordination this year, again, falls in the midst of the greatest drama in Torah, Yetziat Mitzrayim, the drama of our people's bondage and historic escape from exile in Egypt, in Mitzrayim, the place of conscription, and coming up from there into the ark of redemption. This week, we enter this drama. by beginning Sefer Shemot, the book, names. Ve'ele Shemot b'nei Yisrael. And these are the names of the children of Yisrael who went down to Mitzrayim. Ve'ele Shemot. And these are the names. This past week's Parsha, Va'era, begins with 2 verses also focusing on names. And Elohim spoke to Moshe and said to him, I am Yud, He, Vav, He, Yah. I appeared to Abraham and to Yitzhak and to Yaakov by the name El Shaddai, but by my name, Yah, the breath of life. I was not known to them. Elohim, Yah, Ehyeh, El Shaddai, Shekhinah. These are many names. Names of God by which God makes God's self known to us. Each name revealing a unique quality of divine expression. Ve'ele Shemot b'nei Yisrael. And these are our names. What is in a name? The significance of names in Torah is apparent from the very beginning, in Sefer Bereshit, in Genesis. When God brings all the animals of the world before Adam Rishon to see what human beings would call them, as you recall. When Adam Rishon names the creatures, Adam is not merely assigning an arbitrary label to each one, but rather discerning the essence, the spiritual DNA of each creature, and with its name, giving expression to its essence. Sefer Shemot challenges each of us to remember or discover our names, our true essence. To not forget who we are, lest by forgetting we fall back into exile, allowing doubt and fear to obscure our inner light, that nitzotz Elohut, that spark of godliness that is inside us. How do we find and shine our inner radiance, especially when times are oppressive, turbulent, when crises loom and there is so much pain and uncertainty? No surprise. This is a core lesson of the whole book of Shemot. The hardships of the exile in Mitzrayim teach us how. Teach us how to dig down deeply into ourselves and find powerful inner light. How to find courage, strengths, capacities, talents, to see possibilities that we didn't even know existed. The creative sourcing power we call God reveals different names to us. Different names to each of us at different times. Moshe teaches us that the first step out of Mitzrayim, out of alienation and exile, out of emotional and spiritual slavery, is to hear the name by which God is calling to us. And Sefer Shemot challenges us to remember our own names. When we remember our name, when with proper humility, discernment, we each live into the fullness of our calling, when we offer all of our capacities and that inner light that is inside of us in the service of godliness, we bring the redemption. And if sometimes we are awed by the challenge of the tasks at hand, we also remember God's promise to Moshe, when Moshe stood at the burning bush, facing a daunting mission. He heard this message: you are not alone. You are not alone. Yeh imach. I will be with you. I will be with you. Today, perhaps we can frame the challenge to our musmachimot this way. Keep the faith. Staying radically present to new possibilities. Walk courageously. Use the gifts, capacities, abilities, talents, and inner light that radiates inside of you in the service of the highest good, in the service of godliness. Always remember who you are. Remember your name. Today, to receive your Smicha, we will call each of you by name. Step forward as you are called and speak your name. Step forward as you are called and speak your name. I turn to all of you who are present here today. Shall we ordain? If you assent, all out together.
At this time, I invite the AOP VOD and the special guests who were invited to participate in the Smicha of our rabbinic pastor candidate to please rise, gather here in front of the bima where there's plenty of room for everybody. And you'll face the other way. She'll come down. And I will call you by your familiar name, and you will step forward and speak your Shem Ifrit, your Hebrew name for us, as we prepare. Nira Kelly Shear.
Nira bat Nachshon uMiriam.
L'Shem Yah Elohei Yisrael. U'L'Shem Yechud Kudsha Brichu. U'L'Shem Yechud Kudsha Brichu. U'Shchinta. U'Shchinta. Al Dat Hamakom. Al Dat Hamakom. Ve'al Dat Kehilatenu. Ve'al Dat Kehilatenu. Hinenu Masmichim Otach. Hinenu Masmichim Otach. L'chahen. כמלבבה רוחנית בישראל ללמוד ולמד תורה לעם אדוני לתומכם וליעצם בדרכי התורה והשלום לנחמם באבלם לנחמם באבלם. ולשמחם בשמחתם. לשמחם בשמחתם. ויהי ליבך כליבנו. ויהי ליבך כליבנו. פיך כפינו. פיך כפינו. ברכתך כברכתנו. ברכתך כברכתנו. ויהי רצון. ויהי רצון. שאדוני יתברך. שאדוני יתברך. ישלם שכרך. ישלם שכרך. בבריות גופה. בבריות גופה. ונהורה. ונהורה. מעליה. מעליה. לכן סמוכה את לנו. לכן סמוכה את לנו. ומלווה רוחנית בישראל תתקרי. ומלווה רוחנית בישראל תתקרי. In the name of Yah, the God of Israel, and for the sake of the unification of the Holy One, blessed be He and the Shekhinah, with the consent of God and the consent of our community. Herewith we ordain you to serve as a spiritual companion, to study and teach Torah to God's people, to support and counsel them in the ways of Torah and peace, to console them in their bereavements, and to rejoice with them in their joyous occasions. Thus may your heart be in harmony with ours, your word be in harmony with our word, your blessing as potent as our blessings. May it be God's will that you be blessed with great success, and that God reward you with robust health of body and enlightened spirit. And so we ordain you and call you rabbinic pastor and spiritual companion in Yisrael.
The VOD will please remain, and our guests can be seated. I give you Rabbinic Pastor Nira Kelly Shear.
As we prepare to call our candidate for cantorial smicha, we want to honor the late Chazan Jack Kessler with a chorus of loving remembrances from the community of Aleph Chazanimot, his students near and far.
Feeling the stirring rustle of Shekhinah wings.
A world-class musician and singer.
A magnificent neshama.
a true master of his art.
The irreverent stories.
The schmaltzy jokes.
The whole shambling beatnik affect.
His completely blank CD labeled Silent Amida.
Charts, charts, charts,
and more charts. El Cantoro,
my friend,
my teacher,
my mentor.
He touched thousands of lives.
It's difficult to overstate how important Chazan Jack Kessler has been to Yiddishkeit,
to the education of generations of cantors, rabbis, and rabbinic pastors.
Tears of gratitude for how Chazan Jack changed my life.
His voice is in my head every day.
A transmission that reordered my soul and changed everything for me.
He saw each of us for who we are.
He helped us to identify our own particular strengths.
He brought out our gifts with what seemed like magic.
He answered our last-minute questions
with tachlis and big graciousness.
1,000 things that now shape everything I do on the bima.
Teachings like Zen koans that I return to again and again, hoping to crack.
You are a deep, rich cello.
Open up the chamber in the back of your head.
Sing the meaning, not the notes.
Nusach is the carrier wave.
Get out of the way and let the music sing.
While the charts are digital, your voice is analog.
Sing from your kishkis.
Try not to suck.
The singing impulse begins before the first note and continues after the last note.
Send your roots down to the center of the earth and channel the music from there.
Singing is not about the breath. It is an energy event.
Encouraging us, reminding us
to pick up our instrument.
Breathe. Slow down and channel the God field.
He taught us how to fill a room with holy vibration.
How to teach Torah with a song.
How to alter energy with a melody.
How to take a congregation to a place that prayers can never reach.
How to get out of our own way and let the music happen.
How to commit 101%.
How to be spiritual artists.
How to have fun in shul. We have been blessed with a unique experience of his presence in the world.
Sharing our questions, our fears, our hesitations.
The answer has mostly been, use your own seichel.
Filled with gratitude for all of the wisdom that Jack taught us.
To be carried on by each of us in our own way.
in our own style,
in our own voice.
we discussed a lot and did not always agree.
Yet now, we are keeping his teachings alive.
He lives in all of us in such a profound way.
So that we can be authentic transmitters of tefillah and emotional resonance.
We are now his voice.
It is upon us to carry his legacy forward, Lador Vador.
We will each honor his memory in our unique ways.
We need not pray that Jack's memory be a blessing. It is a blessing.
I'd like to invite Baruch's special invited guests for Smicha to come join us as we call Baruch Solomon to speak his name, to remember his name.
Baruch ben Chaim ve'Esther.
B'Shem Yah Elohei Yisrael.
B'Shem Yah Elohei Yisrael.
U'L'Shem Yichud Kudsha B'richu U'Shechinta.
U'L'Shem Yichud Kudsha B'richu U'Shechinta.
Al dat hamakom,
Al dat hamakom,
Val dat kehilatenu,
Ve'al dat kehilatenu,
Hinenu,
Hinenu,
Masmichim otcha,
מסמיכים אותך
לכהן,
לכהן
כחזן ובעל תפילה בישראל,
כחזן ובעל תפילה בישראל,
להורות תורה לרבים ברבים,
להורות תורה לרבים ברבים,
ולהקדיש עולם הנגינה,
ולהקדיש עולם הנגינה,
לכבוד השכינה,
לכבוד השכינה.
והננו ממנים אותך,
והננו ממנים אותך,
כשליח,
כשליח,
כשם שמינו אותנו,
כשם שמינו אותנו,
המסמיכים אותנו,
המסמיכים אותנו,
כן ממנים אנחנו אותך,
כן ממנים אנחנו אותך,
ותהי ידך כידינו,
ותהי ידך כידינו,
פיך כפינו,
פיך כפינו,
קולך כקולנו,
קולך כקולנו,
שירך כשירנו,
שירך כשירנו,
תפילתך כתפילתנו.
תפילתך כתפילתנו.
ברכתך כברכתנו.
ברכתך כברכתנו.
לכן סמוך אתה לנו.
סמוך אתה לנו.
וחזן ובעל תפילה בישראל.
ובעל תפילה בישראל.
תתקרב. כל המברך מתברך.
כל מברך
In the name of Yah, the God of Israel, and for the sake of the unification of the Holy One, blessed be, and the Shekhinah, with the consent of God and the consent of our community, we here ordain you to serve as Chazan and master of Tefillah among our people Yisrael, to be a source of Torah to multitudes, to elevate the realm of melody into holiness, for the glory of the Shekhinah. We here appoint you as our agent, just as we were appointed by those who ordained us. May your hands be like our hands, your mouth, our mouth, your voice, our voice, your song, our song, your prayers, our prayers, your blessings, our blessings. And so we ordain you and call you Chazan and Baal Tefillah in Yisrael. May the one who channels blessings be blessed.
We give you Chazan Baruch Solomon. The Vod will please kindly remain. And will our guests who have been invited to join us for the rabbinic Smicha please join us? According, please, to the special arrangement that was preordained from before the beginning of time. And these are the names. Elisheva Hervich.
Elisheva bat Pesach Orchik v'Rachalea.
Igal Harmelin.
Igal David ben Tzvi v'Sara.
Svika Krieger.
Shlomo Tzvi ben Esther ve'Ephraim Halevi.
Dorit Hodaya Steinberg.
דורית הודיה, בת דינה ויצחק.
Rivka Coburn.
Rivka bat Matityahu v'Sara.
Josh Jeffries.
Yaakov Moshe ben Aharon v'Tovachana.
Lauren Troderman.
Yaakov ben Mordechai v'Chana.
Aaron Gershon Rotenberg.
Aaron Gershon מבית חנה וזאב הכהן.
בשם יה אלוהי ישראל ולשם ייחוד קודשא בריחו ושכינתה על דעת המקום ועל דעת קהילתנו הננו מסמיכים אתכם לכהן כרבנים בישראל, להורות תורה לרבים, ברבים, ולברר דין אמת לתיקון השכינה. כשם שמינו אותנו, מסמיכים אותנו, כן ממנים אנחנו אתכם. להיות שליחים לעם ישראל. למסור להם את דבר אדוני. הבא אלינו בזמן הזה. ויהי ידכם כידינו. ועשייתכם כעשייתנו. ופיכם כפינו. ודיבורכם כדיבורנו. ומעשה בית דינכם כמעשה בית דיננו. וברכתכם כברכתנו. לכן, סמוכים אתם לנו, ורבי תתקרו, להורות תורה לרבים, כדת משה, מרים וישראל. Together, in the name of Yah, the God of Yisrael, and for the sake of the unification of the Holy One, blessed be He and the Shekhinah, with the consent of God and the consent of our community. Herewith we ordain you to officiate as rabbis in Yisrael, to publicly teach Torah, and to clarify and pronounce truth in ways that make a tikkun for the Shekhinah. We hereby appoint you as our delegates and emissaries, just as those who appointed us, delegated us, and sent us to be rabbis. And thus you are now ordained as rabbis and leaders. May your hands be like our hands, your decrees like our decrees, your rabbinic acts valid like ours, your adjudication like our adjudication, your blessings like our blessings. And so we ordain you and call you rabbi to teach Torah publicly according to the path set out by Moshe, Miriam, and the people Yisrael.
I give you Rabbi Aaron Rotenberg, Rabbi Lauren Troderman, Rabbi Josh Jeffries, Rabbi Rivka Coburn, Rabbi Dorit Hodaya Steinberg, Rabbi Svika Krieger, Rabbi Igal Harmelin, Rabbi Elisheva Hervich. Did I get them all? This day has been like the Hudson River, a river that flows both ways, a river of blessing. And our musmachimot's cups are truly running over. And what they wanted was a chance to give everyone here a special blessing. And so in their first official act as clergy in the lineage of Jewish renewal, they will bless you with the threefold blessing, Birkat Kohanim. Adonai, Vishmerecha, Ya'eh, Adonai. Ve'asem lecha
Baruch atah havaya Eloheinu ruach haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman
Amen.
Good to see you. Yeah, he's got to take over the reception. We're out of here. It was a blast.
Are you doing stuff with Davis? Very